Yes, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Speak Up Now podcast. And I'm your host, Darius, aka Mr. GQ, back with another conversation, back with another hot topic, back with another important topic for you guys to inspire you and motivate you guys to speak up and speak up now. It's only gonna make you better mentally, physically, and everything above. So, yeah. As always, hot topics that I bring are well thought out. So, and just to spark the conversation. So, well, for always, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're a new viewer, whoa, what are you doing? You forgetting to hit the subscribe button? Stop it. What are you doing? You watching the Speak Up Now podcast, and you watching your host Darius Silver, aka Mr. GQ, give you some unbelievable content. What are you doing? I need you to subscribe right now. Check out my social media platforms that you see on the screen, Facebook, Instagram, and this platform, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you continue to tune in and watch the full episode. Come on now. This is the Speak Up Now podcast, where we're inspiring others to speak up and do better. Come on now, subscribe. Come on, subscribe. All right, let's get you back to the full episode. Boom. Thank you for tuning in. And make sure you do whatever you need to do. Subscribe, like, comment, everything above. Let me know what you guys think. If you're a new viewer and if you're a returning viewer, you know what it is. Much love to you. So, if you're ready for today's episode, say with me. Let's ride. This topic should be a topic that affects everybody. No matter if you're older, younger, this generation, past generations, this topic should affect pretty much everybody, especially me. So my question to you guys, today's topic is, do you think today's generation, today's society is too soft or too sensitive? I'm gonna say it again, listen closely. Do you think in today's generation, today's society, do you think it's too soft or too sensitive? Well, I'm gonna let that serenade because I have my opinion about it. You guys are definitely gonna hear my opinion about it, but I'm gonna let that serenade for a second. And to be frank, to be blunt, the answer to that question, or to both of those questions, is yes, absolutely, entirely, yes. Yes, today's generation, today's society is too soft and too sensitive. And this is coming from a person that's in this generation that is in their mid-20s, that is still got a long way to go in this lifetime, and that is pretty much, again, I am an old soul, but I am young, but pretty much I'm an old soul that yes, today's generation and today's society is too sensitive and too soft. Let me tell you why. We live in a generation and society that everybody wants to have an opinion. That's number one. That's not my reason. But we live in a generation and society where everybody wants to have an opinion. Everybody wants to have a platform. Everybody wants to say something that to express how they feel. Everybody wants to, say this and say that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we also live in a generation where we can't take what we put out. One person can say something, say this on a platform, say that on a platform, and no matter what it is, no matter if it's their opinion, it doesn't have to be fact checked. It could be totally wrong or not factor or not by fact or whatever. And if someone's blatant opinion about sports, entertainment, life, career, relationships, could be about any topics you want to think about. If someone expresses their opinion about something, society now automatically has a problem with it. Automatically. It's because today's society everybody wants people to say something a certain way, or watch what they say, or say things that just to appease their feelings. And that's not how life works. Everybody's not going to agree with everybody. Everybody's not going to have the same opinion as you. Everybody's not going to feel the same way that you do. Everybody's not going to say the same thing that you in the same tone that you might say. Everybody has different opinions about every single thing. And Marlon Wayans, that's a part of the Wayans family, he said this too. He's like, today's world, it's so hard to be in comedy or be in the entertainment business or make, certain things, whatsoever, movies, shows, this and that, is because times have changed, generations have changed, society has changed. Everybody has a problem with everything that you do. Nobody can take a joke anymore. Nobody can laugh. Nobody can laugh anymore. Nobody can, agree, disagree, or laugh about this. Nobody can do. Everything is so serious now. And even though I might be young, in my mid-20s, but I'm an old soul at heart. Like, I love the 80s. I love the 90s. And when people do the research back then, how the 80s and 90s was, things was totally different. Comedy was totally different. Sports was totally different. Entertainment was totally different. Talk shows and all these type of platforms, news shows, news stations was totally different. Everybody had their opinions about it. Nobody was really afraid to speak how they felt. And yes, some things might have been too forward, too blunt, but they wasn't reprimanded for it, as they would be now. A black man for the opinion, or a black woman for an opinion, or a white woman with an opinion, any woman with from a different ethnicity with an opinion, from a hot topic, or someone from a minority, race with an opinion, a hot topic of opinion, and they say something on a platform that might be not popular, they'll get reprimanded for it, because that's how society is now. Everybody that has an opinion about something, or everybody that listens to people's opinions, want their opinion to be what they want to hear, no matter if it's right or wrong, no matter if it's bad or good, no matter, everybody wants to hear the right things all the time. That's not what life is about. Like, you're not going to agree with everybody. You're not going to have the same opinion. You guys are not going to always agree on certain things. That's what society's come to now. You have to agree with everybody now. You can't disagree. You can't have a not popular opinion about something. Everything has to be agreeable, and that's not how life works. And someone who's very outspoken like myself, life shouldn't be like that. I could be the first one to say I'm not going to agree with what everybody does. I'm not going to be a follower. I'm not going to follow just because this one said something, that one said something, or this one did this one that wasn't do it. No, I'm one of those people that's very outspoken, that likes to go the opposite way instead of the most followed path. That's just who I am personally. But everybody's not like that. Everybody's afraid to be a leader. Not everybody's meant to be a leader. Not everybody's meant to be outspoken. Sometimes people are afraid to speak out, so say what they feel, just because of the backlash it might bring. So yes, I agree. Today's society is soft. I could be honest. I might have bad memory, but I think I made episodes similar to this in the past. I can't say in my head right now. I probably have, or had a comment like this in a episode before, but it's not coming to me. But I think I've said this once though. Like, I believe I said that today's society is too sensitive. And do I think it's gonna change? No, because times have changed. A lot of things have changed. Parenting have changed. How parents raise their kids now, back opposed to when I was growing up, or opposed to when people in the 80s and 90s was growing up. Kids was raised with tough skin. From how strict their mom was or how strict their dad was. Kids was raised with thick skin, and that makes a difference when you grow up. When you're raised to be tough and raised to be outspoken and raised to say what you feel, you're raised with thick skin. I'm not saying people who are raising their kids now don't do that, or or parents who are raising their kids now aren't raising them to be tough or aren't raising them good. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that times have changed. You can't deny that. Parenting skills or parenting techniques have changed. You know, that has everything to do with how society has changed over time. I'm not saying it's good, I'm not saying it's bad. All I'm saying that times have changed. And whether you believe it or not, or whether you accept it or not, it's the truth. It's a fact of life. Right? I'm not a parent, I'm not a father. But I can say from just research and seeing my peers around me who are parents, what they talk about parenting and, you know, how they're raising their kids opposed to how we grew up, how people in the past grew up. They've said that things have changed. Times have changed, and that has everything to do with society. Like, things have changed, and that goes back to with society being too sensitive. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody about how, like, calling someone soft or calling someone, you know, in a disrespectful term, but society has gotten too sensitive about what they see in life, what they hear from people, what they see on the news, what they hear from people comment, you know, people with opinions whatsoever. Things have changed. People have been, oh, he shouldn't have said this, she shouldn't have said that. That's what hurts someone's feelings. That's what I'm like. What do you think? Why do you think people have opinions? Why do you think that everybody doesn't agree on every topic? Why do you think there's one side to an aisle, blue and gray? Why do you think there's two different sides to an aisle? Or three really, and 10 depends. Why do you think that entertainment business, sports business, everybody's not going to agree? So why do you think that someone should have said this, someone should have said that, or this is insensitive to them? Like, this is a fact of life. And to hear people getting backlash from it on a day-to-day basis, or people who have gotten backlash has prevented them from speaking out about how they feel, it's harsh. Because now people can't be who they really are, or say what they feel. And to people out there, do you think how would you feel if someone told you couldn't say what you felt, or feel how you feel, have your own opinion? How would you feel? And I don't care if you're a celebrity or not, so you could be an average person at work, going through life, going whatsoever. How would you feel if someone told you couldn't be who you are, or say what you feel? How would you feel? But how would you feel if you got backlash for saying how you felt? How would you feel? Right? So, I mean, today's topic might not be a big flashy one, but it's a topic where it should make a difference about how you think, how you feel. Might be an unpopular opinion, you know. It might be an opinion where you don't really care about, which is fine. But it's an important topic to me. It's a topic where I feel like it affects not just me, but it affects everybody. Me. And it just goes back to that's how times have just really have changed, man. Like, and I'm just really thinking about, like, how things were in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s now. It's like, and how it's gonna be in the future. Like, I'm not saying, I want to make myself clear, I'm not saying that everybody out here should be out here disrespecting everybody. I'm not saying that. No, everybody should be respected and whatsoever. So I'm not saying that everybody should be out here calling people names, saying disrespectful terms, or calling someone out. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is everybody has the right to their opinion, no matter if it's good or bad. Everybody has a right to say what they feel. No matter if people agree with it or don't agree with it, if it's a hot topic, if it's not a hot topic. And everybody has the right to be outspoken. But if they are not, everybody has the right to be that. You know, I mean, that's just my personal opinion. And If you agree, great. If you don't, fine. But that's one thing that I really want to get off my chest, that or say to you guys, or put out to the world, is that it's time for not just my generation, but everything in this world. Everybody has a platform. Everybody listens to podcasts. Everybody listens to the news or watch this or watch that. It's time to stop being too sensitive to what you hear. Like it's time to stop. It's time to stop. And if it takes someone to talk about it for it to stop, then it's great. But I'll be the first one to say I'm not going to agree with everybody. I'm not going to agree with what everybody says, but I can at least respect for them speaking how they feel, no matter if it's liked or not liked. And that's when I feel like you should feel the same. I'm not telling you how to feel, but in my opinion, that's how I feel like you guys should. Everybody in this world should feel, respecting people's opinions, whether you like it or not. It's simple and plain. Simple and plain. And that's what today's episode is about. Opinions being outspoken, saying what you feel, how you feel, and in a respectful way. Stop being soft. Stop being too sensitive. You know, have some thick skin. You know, let someone be who they are. No matter if they're outspoken or not outspoken. So let's go on and end this thing out the right way. If you're new here, thank you for tuning in. Hope you guys learned something today. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Come back for more. If you're a returning viewer, you know what it is. There's always love to you, and let's go and end this thing out the right way. As my man Carmelo Anthony said, stay mellow, keep that mellow path, that narrow path. Stay focused, reflect, calmness. As my man Cam Newton says, you got one finger, one pinky, one thumb, one love. Boom.